Hey y'all, this is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 7, Episode 3. Now first off, I want to say the link to the episode is in the description box down below, okay? So go ahead and hit your girl up with the like. Alright, because I know some of y'all are already tripping. Because you expected to see the episode, but don't worry, I'm hooking you up, okay? This is best of both worlds, okay? So if you want to watch this review, you can go watch the episode and then watch this review, or if you just want to watch the review, and that's fine. Alright, so let's get into it. And before that, I want to tell y'all to check out my campaign, okay? Support is very important. Support. And 1K subscribers giveaway is growing. I hope that I can get to 1,000 by the end of this year, but if not, I'm gonna still keep it going. But that was just the goal. But 1K subscriber giveaway, you must like, share, and subscribe, okay? Because it lets me know when you share and you like, alright? When you share and you subscribe, alright? Alright, so let's get into it. First off, it's Kenya and her aunt. Now it's this garden. They're at this little plant or whatever. What do you call it? They trying to build her garden, okay? They at this little, I can't even think of the damn name of the thing, but you know where you go find you some new plants and stuff like that. They're there. And, she's basically telling her aunt how she's just been so stressed with all the drama with these girls. And her aunt is like, look, what you need to do is, you need to forgive, okay? You need to move on. And you need to just forgive them. And then she was like, well, I think I'll forgive them if... And she was like, no. Don't want to hear about your conditions, okay? Just forgive from your heart and kill them with kindness. They cannot be rude to you if you are nice to them. And she starts laughing. She's like, you don't know these girls. And what I do know, okay, you can be nice to some, just about everybody, but some people don't give a damn if you nice. They'll still be rude. There's still haters. Stuff, it's, hopefully, you can forgive them or whatever, since she feels like they're all against her, and be nice to them, because that's your problem, Kenya. They also mad at you because you start a lot of shit. You very messy. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, you made some of them episodes last season pretty good because how messy you was. But you messy, you ain't innocent, okay? Because they got a reason for not liking you. Some of it is Apollo's lie, but some of it is your actions that they seen with their own eyes, okay? Alright, so, Candy is telling Phaedra and Portia about the Cynthia's party. And she starts, talking about everybody that was there. And she said how Apollo went to Kenya and basically apologized for lying. And Phaedra's like, lying about what? She was like, about her offering him fellatio, about, her trying to see him, in LA. He never even saw her. Her trying to sleep with him. It was all a lie. He said the whole thing was a lie. And Phaedra and Portia sitting there like, what? This is crazy. And Phaedra's like, well, look, if that's crazy, and I owe Kenya an apology. And Candy's like, yeah, you're not the only one. She was like, yes, that is just, excuse me, Jesus, but that's some fuck shit right there. Okay, that's just fucking crazy. And now y'all know that Phaedra is thrown off, okay? Because Phaedra don't cuss on camera. Now, she cuss when she thinks she's not on camera or not being heard, because of her whole Southern Belle image that she tries to portray. But she pissed off. She's like, wow, poor Kenya. I owe her apology. Now, that's so crazy that a man will sit there and just lie on you like that. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that Phaedra is being very adult about this. Now, she could just be like, yeah, it was fucked up for Apollo lying, but shit, it wasn't hard to believe, you know, because what she was doing, it wasn't that hard to believe, because, yeah, Kenya came for Phaedra, too. Okay, let's not forget that. Before all that shit went down, Kenya came for Phaedra. But I'm glad that Phaedra realizes that for that she should apologize. And I'm glad that she's being woman enough to admit that. So, kudos to Phaedra. Alright, so next is Cynthia telling her husband, Peter, about the event. He's like, what did you think of the event? She's like, it was crazy. It was, you know, especially with the whole Apollo confession or whatever. And he's like, oh, wow, he's like, wow, you gonna call it that? And she was like, yeah, it was just nonsense. Like, it was so crazy. And then, you know, but other than that, it was good. You know, I'm glad the haters weren't there. Okay. Like Nene and Portia. And she's cooking, and Cynthia, girl, what you was cooking looked good, okay? You really earned that title, housewife, alright? But anyways, she's talking about how Portia is, you know, going around saying that she's a flip-flopper and stuff like that. And from what I heard, Cynthia, you said in them interviews, in different interviews, you definitely sound like a flip-flopper. I heard that you say, when I didn't agree with you when you first said it, I heard that you said that it wasn't acceptable for Portia to do all that. Excuse me, y'all. It wasn't acceptable to Portia to put her hands on Kenya, but, you know, you said that she didn't provoke her. That you were sitting there the whole time. Kenya did not provoke Portia. That's what you said. Then you go on another interview, and you said, oh, yeah. I feel like Kenya provoked her. I definitely do. I've heard you say that, okay? And I'm sorry. I like you, Cynthia. For the most part, you have your messy moments. But I feel with Portia and Nene was saying with you fly, you know, wherever the wind goes. So I feel like when you talking to somebody and they be like, that's ridiculous what Portia did. You be like, yeah, it's no excuse for that whatsoever. And then if you with somebody else and they be like, Kenya was so wrong. You know what? She was wrong. That is ridiculous what she did. So that's how you are. That is how you are. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's correct. I like you, but that I feel like you was wrong for. And sorry, but Portia ain't no little punk. She called it like it is, and you ain't too happy about it. It is what it is. But anyway, so next is Candy and Todd. Candy is, they getting a little freaky or whatever. They enjoying themselves being married because now they can be even freakier, which I didn't even know was possible for Candy and Todd. Because they be just, they've been nasty before being married, alright? I watched Candy Cody Nights, okay? So, but anyways, they're talking about, Candy wants to start having a baby. And Todd's like, I don't know about that because I ain't gonna be here much. I'm gonna be traveling. It's gonna be around 4 months. I'm gonna be traveling to LA and to New York. And I don't want you calling me complaining about me not being there and helping you with the baby when I'm really, really busy right now. I just gotta hustle. And she's like, well, okay, then fine. We won't have any more kids. And you got Kayla, I got Riley, so we done. And I'm like, okay, she's a little hurt about this. He's like, look, we can just wait on this right now. We gotta work. She's like, I just feel like we should make more time for, things that you want to do. We're gonna have to slow down with the working. Alright, we can't just be working all. Ever since we got married, we done had a long distance relationship. Basically. Yeah, as soon as they got married, they was on the plane the next day. 2 different places. Never had a honeymoon or anything. Yeah, I agree. Maybe this kind of time for them to slow down, but I also feel like Todd is pressured in Atlanta because he got Mama Joyce talking about how he don't work and he don't do this. So now he really got to get on his hustle. You know, New Yorkers, they hustle and shit. He just doing what he knows, alright? So I hope they can work that out. But time is ticking for Candy. Candy said she don't want to be 40 having a baby, but, I mean, you're going to be, if you get started now, you're going to be 39 having a baby. So it is what it is. Alright, so next is Kenya and Claudia. So now they introduced Claudia Jordan. For those who may not know, Claudia is a radio host. She's on the Ricky Smiley show right now. She used to be on Foxhole. I used to listen to her on there. And then when they got fired off of Foxhole, and they was on a Reach Around Radio, it's an internet radio show, and Claudia mouth is ridiculous, y'all. Let me tell y'all this. Good thing she on Ricky Smiley. I don't really listen to Ricky Smiley, but good thing she on Ricky Smiley, because Foxhole and the other show, those was not censored. And if people really listen, if mainstream listened to them shows what she did before, I don't think she would have a career, because a lot of that shit she said is very offensive, and she'd have all kind of organizations coming after her ass. But I do like Claudia. Her mouth is crazy, but she quick on her feet. I like her though. But yeah, she is, a former host. She used to be on The Price is Right, Video Girl. Seen her in a couple of movies before. She's been on The Apprentice. Okay, that's what Claudia does. Alright. So Claudia and Kenya is going out furniture shopping. And Claudia's talking about how she was married before, and, she's good, she's had a lot of men or whatever like that, but they've been crazy. They've been good looking, but crazy. She's got married, it was horrible. Soon as the relationship gets deep, she fucks it up. I'm glad you can admit that, Claudia. You always been very honest. I'm glad that you can admit that, though. But they having fun. One thing I do like about Kenya is that she's very free spirit. She might be a little crazy and messy, but she's very free spirit. And they were just having a lot of fun. Apparently, they known each other for 10 years. So, yeah, they was in the damn furniture place, acting the fool, jumping on the bed, talking about how she used to, have sex one time and her tooth came out and it flew out, and, she's showing Kenya all what she been doing, and the people in the damn furniture store looking like, what the hell is going on over there? But anyways, I look forward to seeing more Claudia. I don't really like that she kind of taking the place of Portia. Portia got, demoted, but it is what it is. Alright, so next is Portia. Now, I done already told you, Candy done told Portia and Phaedra. So, Portia gonna go over Miss Nene's, or Nene came to see Portia, and she's basically, letting her know about Apollo telling everybody that he lied about Kenya. And she's talking about how Phaedra feels like she owes Kenya an apology, and Nene's like, for what? I understand he lied, but shit, that was him. And let's not forget Anguilla, okay? When you was talking about, Apollo fine. When you was all up on him in the pool. When you was doing all that flirting with him, okay? You're not innocent either. And I totally agree with Nene. But right is right and wrong is wrong. People did take Trash and Kenya to a whole nother level because of what Apollo said. So, it was wrong. She's still a woman, and we're still women, so we should know that it is wrong, and she does, she does need an apology, because it was fucked up. It really was. Alright, so next is Apollo, and Apollo is going to see an attorney. Now, he's going to see Mr. Randy. Okay, now, everybody in damn Atlanta, Housewives, Then go on see Mr. Randy. Nene, Todd went to go see him when, you know, he needs to sign a prenup. Everybody going to see him. He lets, you know, he wants advice from the attorney because he's going to jail. He's, you know, he wakes up in the morning. He still lives in the house, but he wakes up in the morning and he's thinking, okay, I want a divorce. But then again, I didn't grow up in a two-parent home. So I don't want to be selfish and take that away from my sons. But I know if I go to jail, and that's how you know this nigga a real criminal. I know that if I go to jail, Phaedra can file for a divorce, and that could be it. And I ain't got shit, okay? And then I come out and they put me in a halfway house, and I got to work at McDonald's and shit. And people looking at me like, man, you was, you know, the season ticket holder. It's like, why are you so worried? Now, you talking about when you was with Phaedra, you felt pressure to, you know, to stay up. Now you're not longer with her. It's going to be 8 years later. Okay, and you still going to be worried about what people got to say about you. And you talking about you don't want to get back into the same activity. Honey, if 8 years ain't taught your ass nothing, then maybe jail is your real home. And you should just take your ass right back there. Okay, some people just can't stay out of jail. And Apollo, it sounds like you're going to be one of them people. Alright, get your shit together and get your mind together. Anyways, so yeah, basically, Randy wants to talk to him when the cameras ain't on. And he wants to, you know, basically discuss with Apollo, you know, kind of securing some things. Even though he's telling him it ain't gonna be that easy. Okay, and Apollo's like, well, it's fair. And he's like, well, everybody don't get what's fair to them. And what we need to talk about is, you know, your children, you know, visiting you. And he's like, you know, I haven't even thought about that. Well, I don't know why. Because Phaedra is not going to do it, honey. She ain't about that life. Anyways. So, we go back to Candy and Todd. Now, Kayla has moved in. Todd's 18-year-old daughter, she moved from New York. And they want Kayla and Riley to bond. Okay? Now, Riley is 12 years old. And Kayla is 18. How much bonding you want them to do? Like, you can't just force them to bond, okay? It's, you know, they talking about Riley's having a hard time even calling you stepdad. I could tell from the first season Candy was on here. Riley was like 5. You know, 5 or 6 years old. I could tell. Riley is not up for change. Okay? She's stuck in her ways and she ain't trying to hear it. So, you know, Todd asked Kayla, you ready to meet your, you know, you ready to see your stepsister? Kayla's like, no. I'm like, oh shit, I guess they don't get along that well. And so they go in and you know, Candy calls Riley and she's like, well, I was like, well damn, like, I don't know how this is gonna work out. I mean, I guess Riley got her own apartment basically, but shit, they not feeling each other. So they all sit down and, you know, Candy's like, I know y'all it's a big age gap, but I really just want y'all to bond and spend more time with each other. Y'all need to hang out. Candy, what hanging out do you think an 18-year-old and a 12-year-old gonna do together? Come on now, Candy. Anyway, so then they ask, you know, Kayla, when is your my throat dry. I'm sorry, y'all. They asked Kayla, when is your curfew that you had up there? And she's like 1 or 2. And Riley's like, really? Well, look, you don't really need to be staying out to 1 or 2 because, I mean, there ain't really much to do down here. And I'm like, Riley, damn. How you gonna bust her balls? And Kayla's like, Kayla's like, well, you'll understand when you're my age, okay? And Riley's like, yeah, I don't think you need to stay out that long. And Ty's like, I know that's right, Riley. Okay, this is already off to a bad start. So Candy is, they all trying to get that shit to work, and them girls are not feeling each other, okay? They are not feeling each other. Hopefully they'll grow out of it. But really, if you want them to bond, y'all should do something as a family. Them as trying to hang out as stepsisters, they're not even the same age. I don't even think that would work well. Like, come on now. But hey. And they don't seem willing. To be honest, y'all just gonna have to do things as a family. Riley even, when Kayla said, you'll understand when you're my age, she's like, but I won't even. And then she's like, never mind. Candace's like, well, no, go ahead and say it. She's like, well, I won't be here. I'll be in college. And it was an awkward silence for a moment. But hopefully them girls get it together. Alright. So next is Cynthia and Portia meet up. Now, Portia has invited Cynthia out to eat so they can really talk. Cynthia's sitting there, and she's sitting there, and she's sitting there. Then guess who pulls up an hour later? Miss Portia. Now, as soon as Portia comes in, she's standing up. And she's like, oh, hey. And Cynthia's like, you're an hour late. And she was like, oh, okay, well, she's like, okay, well, she's like, you lucky I'm still here. I would have left. I was just about to leave. And Portia's like, well, I'm glad you're still here. And she was like, yeah, whatever, okay. And she was like, well, wait a minute, you don't have to be so nasty with me. And Cynthia's like, well, you're rude, okay? You were an hour late. You didn't give anybody notice. I have things to do. I'm very busy. It's rude of you. And Portia's like, well, wait a minute, you didn't give me a chance to sit down to even say, sorry. And these girls, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Cynthia talking about, okay, well, I don't, what are you here for? You invited me, and, Portia's like, well, do you want to be here? She's like, I'm very happy to be here, but what do you want? Basically. And Portia's like, well, look, I understand that you had an event, and, I didn't get invited. I wasn't surprised, though, and Cynthia's like, why would you be surprised? And Portia's like, well, look, I said I wasn't surprised. Okay, that's what I said. And Cynthia's like, okay, well, what is it? What are you trying to say? And she's like, well, I understand, like, I felt like some type of way, like, we were going back and forth, but then I got confirmation. And Cynthia's like, what are you talking about? And Portia's like, look, when you did some interviews, you said that, Kenya didn't provoke me, then you went on another interview, and you said, the total opposite. And she was like, okay, I didn't say that, but, I feel like you shouldn't have, you shouldn't have did it. You act like a kid. And the way Cynthia was talking to Portia was very aggressive. Like, she's talking about she against violence, but, girl, you look like you was about to put some hands on Portia. What the hell? You need to bring it on down. I understand. It was rude for her to be late. She could have gave you a heads up. She at least could have apologized. But you was barking like a dog ever since she hit the door. Okay? Like, with the attitude, I'm not feeling it, Cynthia. I am not feeling it, Cynthia. I'm sorry. I hope she not like this the whole season. I hope she have more fun. And she don't just talk about the fun she can have because these haters not in her life. And she just barking like a damn dog. Like, even Peter had called it out. Like, you need to chill. Like, you getting real emotional. Get it together, Cynthia. And, they didn't even come to a conclusion. Because Cynthia kept barking at her every damn time that Portia would try to talk. And Portia wasn't backing down either. Like, Portia like, okay, wait a minute, bitch, this is what I said. basically, Portia not dumb, y'all. Let me say, and that little sit down between them basically proves it. Portia is not dumb, okay? She have her dumb moments, but she ain't dumb, okay? We all have ditzy moments, but she ain't dumb. And from what I'm looking, from what I'm seeing, she ain't much to fuck with, okay? You can't just be talking to her crazy. But that was it for this episode. I'm not sure if it comes on next week. It's gonna suck if it does not come on next week. But it's cool. So check out my campaign. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @JazzChapman. And don't forget, 1K subscriber giveaway. Giveaway. You have to like, you have to share, and you have to subscribe. And y'all take care, and thanks for watching this video.